You know what nobody tells you about betrayal? It doesn't announce itself with thunder. It doesn't crash through your door at midnight. No. It sits quietly at your breakfast table, disguised as Tuesday morning coffee, smiling at you while you scroll through messages you were never meant to see. That's how it happened for me. I woke up that morning like any other. Sunlight cutting through the curtains, her perfume still hanging in the air from the night before. The sheets still warm on her side of the bed. Everything looked normal. Everything felt normal. But you see, normal is a beautiful lie we tell ourselves when we're not ready for the truth. My phone buzzed. Hers was charging on the nightstand, just sitting there, innocent, ordinary. I wasn't the kind of man who went through phones. I wasn't that guy. I trusted her with everything I had, everything I was. But something in my gut twisted that morning, something ancient and primal that lives in every human being, that thing that screams danger before your conscious mind catches up. I picked it up, and in that single moment, in the 3 seconds it took for the screen to light up, my entire world tilted off its axis. A message from him. Not the first one. Not even close. There were dozens, hundreds maybe, conversations that stretched back months, words that were supposed to be ours, promises that wore my face but belonged to someone else. Last night was incredible, can't stop thinking about you. 7 words. That's all it took. 7 words to detonate a 5-year relationship. 7 words to turn every memory I had into a question mark. Was she thinking of him when she kissed me? Was she comparing us when we made love? Was I just the placeholder, the comfortable choice, the man she came home to when the excitement faded? I stood there, phone in hand, reading through a history I wasn't part of. And the worst part, the absolute worst part, she wrote about me, about us, called me sweet, said I was safe, told this other man that I didn't understand her like he did. Safe. That word, that single word carved itself into my chest like a brand. I wasn't passion. I wasn't fire. I was furniture. Reliable, expected, safe. I heard her footsteps on the stairs, light, happy, humming some song I didn't recognize. Maybe it was his song. Maybe everything I thought was ours had never been mine at all. The door opened. She smiled that smile, the one I used to think was reserved for me. Now I knew better. Now I understood that smile was just her face, and I was just another audience. "Morning, baby," she said, bright and easy, moving toward the coffee maker like this was just another beautiful day in our beautiful life. I didn't say anything at first. I just watched her, really watched her, and I realized I'd been looking at her for years without actually seeing. I'd been in love with a version of her that existed only in my head. The real her? The one pouring coffee like she didn't have secrets spilling out of her pockets? I didn't know her at all. "Who's Marcus?" I asked. Calm. Too calm. The kind of calm that comes right before the storm. Her hand froze, just for a second, just long enough. Then she recovered, turned around, manufactured confusion on her face. "What? Who?" "Marcus, from your phone, the guy who can't stop thinking about you." I watched her face cycle through options, denial, anger, tears. She went for tears. They always go for tears. But here's the thing about manufactured emotion. When you've seen the real thing, when you've held someone through genuine pain, you know the difference. These tears were strategy. These tears were damage control. "Baby, I can explain." "Don't." One word, firm, final. "Don't insult me by pretending there's an explanation that makes this okay. Don't stand there and try to negotiate your way out of this. Just don't." She started talking anyway. They always do. Words came flooding out. It didn't mean anything. It was a mistake. She loved me, only me. He was just a friend. Then he was a coworker. Then it was only texting. Then it was only once. Then twice. Then she couldn't remember. The story kept changing, evolving, adapting to whatever she thought I needed to hear. But I wasn't listening anymore. I was remembering. Remembering all those late nights at work. All those girls' weekends that seemed to multiply. All those times she picked fights out of nowhere, probably so she could storm out with righteous anger and run to him. All those moments when I felt like I was going crazy, when I questioned my own reality because something felt off, but I couldn't name it. I wasn't crazy. I was right, and somehow that hurt worse. "How long?" I asked. "Baby." "How long?" "6 months," she whispered. 6 months. Half a year. 180 days of looking me in the eye and lying. 180 nights of climbing into our bed with his touch still on her skin. 180 mornings of kissing me goodbye and planning her next betrayal. I nodded. Not because I understood, not because I forgave, but because that number, that timeline, it crystallized everything. This wasn't a mistake. This wasn't a moment of weakness. This was a choice. A sustained, deliberate, calculated choice. Day after day after day. "I need you to leave," I said. "What? No, we can work through this. We can go to counseling. I'll cut all contact with him. I'll do anything. Please." Please. The same word I'd whispered in prayers, hoping I was wrong. The same word I'd screamed silently while reading those messages. Now it was hers. Now she needed something from me. "I need you to pack a bag and leave, today, right now." And in that moment, as she realized I meant it, as she understood there would be no negotiation, no second chance, no path back, I saw her clearly for the first time. Not the woman I loved, not the dream I'd invested in, but a stranger who'd borrowed my heart and returned it in pieces. That was the morning I stopped pretending. The morning I chose myself. The morning I learned that love without respect is just a beautiful prison, and I was finally breaking free.